Hi, I'm Sam McVay with Kansas Family Voice, the Director of Church Engagement, and I'm here to have a kingdom conversation with Pastor Nick Martineau with Hope Community Church. Thanks for sitting with us.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So great. So we're talking to a lot of our pastors in the city about the issue of ministering to government. I know you guys do a ton of great mission here. We so appreciate it, the city. But around government specifically, what is your conviction theologically or biblically of what the church should do, or should she have any involvement with government?
Great question. Hot topic.
Yeah.
In the midst of our current environment, I think it's important to have an answer.
Yeah.
Like as a pastor, you should be able to talk about this and answer it. And I think in the scriptures you see that government is God's ordained. He chooses our leaders. He creates these. Yeah. We're called to honor them, be respectful of them, not look to them as necessarily the end all, right? We are kingdom focused.
We're not electing a Messiah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Our political parties and government are not our savior, but they control a whole lot of our culture and our society and the way things work. And so we're called to respect them and to honor them. Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Jesus even addressed and spoke to these. But I'm also always interested how little he did.
Yep.
Which is interesting to me. So while he gave honor and respect, it also was not his main audience and the main way that he looked to influence like culture.
Yeah, that's good. You know, I often when I'm talking with pastors, I'll talk about the polarization between right-wing nationalism, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, to neglect.
Right.
And I mean, you see both extremes, and where is that middle-ish, or is that the way to just describe that?
Well, I think if you're kingdom driven, so if we are motivated to be kingdom driven, you are going to interact with the sphere of government.
That's great.
How can you neglect it?
Yeah.
But if we're kingdom driven and not political driven, it's not the driver. It's not what is influencing all the conversations that are going on.
Yeah, that's good.
If that makes sense.
It does.
So I think that helps us land on the sphere of importance or influence.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you guys, you have a biblical conviction. You just told me about that. You have a culture here at Hope Community. Where's the rubber meet the road? How do you engage this in discipleship with your people? You know, how do you guys walk out some of the conviction you just talked about?
Yeah, so if I think about someone from Hope that's walking in the door within our community groups, our Bible studies, truly engaging here, I know that this is an issue for them.
Yeah.
Like we live in a society right now where, what's going on in a government standpoint, there's this clash of character issues, clash of morality issues, clash of diplomacy and aid issues like that we all see and we converse on.
Yeah.
But when they're kingdom driven, I just feel like the kingdom directs our conversation and how these things get talked about.
Yeah.
So we talk about all these things.
Oh, really?
But I don't know that we talk about them through the lens of government.
On a Sunday morning, you would talk about them?
We're going to talk about kingdom issues, which influence the government issues that are going on, right?
So great.
So we're going to talk about Jesus.
Yep.
And so anytime you talk about Jesus, you're going to deal with issues of character, and you're going to deal with issues of morality, holiness. You're going to deal with all of these things.
Yep.
The poor and the marginalized and the under-resourced. And so these things come up in practical conversations.
Yeah.
We might go more in depth in regards to how we're talking from a stage to when we're talking in small community groups, but we encourage our people to talk about them.
Yeah.
But we are talking about them from a kingdom approach, not a political approach.
Yeah, that's so good.
And so I like to think, hey, these things come up, but are we talking about them in regards to Republican and Democrat? Not a lot.
Yes, yeah.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
But in essence, the same issues are getting talked about. And when they get asked, they're addressed through a Jesus perspective.
That's so great. We love to talk about the Joshua. He meets the commander. They don't remember who you for.
Yeah.
neither one. I'm for the Lord, you know.
Yeah,
And it's like it transcends party, and you
yeah,
guys are walking that out. I appreciate that. And I know I've talked behind the scenes with you
yeah,
about you understand the practical nature of legislation and how it affects people's lives.
yeah.
That you care about that,
Right.
but where you talk about it, you're trying to have some wisdom as you guys do outreach here in the barn.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing a great job. We so
Absolutely.
appreciate your ministry in the city. So thanks for joining us. It's been a good time to sit down and talk with Nick Martineau.
Thanks.
Thanks, buddy.